Good morning, welcome to our Talks with Anthony Taylor. We're going to have a insightful conversation. And for those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development and just to your well-being. However, in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about healthy diet, healthy mind. We got to take into consideration how our nutrition affects our mental health. We got to take that in consideration, the way we eat, you know what I mean? The emotional stress, the energy overall, you know what I mean? Our well-being is going to be affected, but you know what I mean? There's strategies on how to navigate this with that support and that healthier mind, right? So stick with me, grow with me. We're going to learn throughout this video. So introduction, we're going to just dive right into like whatever you eat, you know what I mean? It affects how you feel, right? Let's dive into that, right? So like I said, when you eat something, right? This is information for everybody that eats a meal. It's sending a message to your brain in regards to how you think, you feel, and even how you function, right? So you may feel stressed, you may feel anxious, even drained, but there is a quick fix to, like I said, your eating habits. You got to identify that, right? So it has a huge role on your mood, your energy, in addition to that mental health clarity. So we're going to dive into different strategies and how we're going to be able to navigate through this. For those out there too that drink coffee every morning, these things are all coming to the bloodstream, all coming to the mind. It's affecting the brain. I mean, you may feel like you're going up, but at the same time, too, you may be coming down with the crash. So try your best to eat like fruits, for instance. You know what I mean? Talk to your doctor. Don't get it twisted. Everybody's body is different. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know what I mean? You got to make sure you get in tune with that. But look, for instance, like blueberries or strawberries or something like that, like light fruits or something like that can really give you the energy that you need. Or even like we learned in science with carbohydrates when it comes to like eating pasta the night before, so you got energy for the sports and stuff like that the next day. So really realize like the food, the things that we put in our bodies definitely do affect us. So I really want to just kind of start there, but don't get it twisted, talk to your doctor, but let's get back into it. So first segment, we're going to be talking about the food and mood, why the science is behind this connection, right? So first key concept, we're going to be talking about how nutrition affects the brain, right? So the brain uses nutrition to create the neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, right? That is balanced meals to be able to support our mood, focus, and our stress resilience, right? So like I said, the things that we eat, we need to make sure that has nutrition, right? There's honey buns, what's the nutrition out of that? Zebra cakes, what's the nutrition out of that? Chips and stuff like that, what's the nutrition out of that, right? So you gotta realize that like an apple, real food, like food, you know what I mean? Like got nutrition that's gonna benefit our body, right? So don't get it twisted. I used to be the individual that liked the zebra cakes and all stuff like that too back in the days, and I mean hitting the corner store, etc., etc. But I realized that, you know what I mean, it ain't serving me, so I gotta get right? So also too, there is the brain connection in regards to that gut health, right? So healthy gut supports emotional regulation, how we're able to navigate situations and navigate our day. The fiber rich foods such as the fruits, as we mentioned, vegetables, whole grains are going to be able to benefit our gut health and overall body in regards to our system, right? So blood sugar, mood, we got to take that in consideration, right? So big sugars spike quick energy, and then we have those mood crashes as well. So like I said, those out there that are drinking the energy drinks, coffee, heavy on the caffeine, that's why your energy is going up. You feel sleepy, you may feel down, you may feel like, I'm exhausted, because it has all the sugar. So we got to take into consideration all the things that we're drinking, putting on our body, it's all getting consumed into the mind, and in addition to our bloodstream, right? So I want us to take this in consideration, because when we're doing stuff now, it affects our future, because the rhythm of our patterns, right? And lifestyle. Right, so what nutrition isn't, right? So it's not a cure of all for mental health. Don't get it twisted. It's not something that's going to be able to obsess over, or something to be able to think that you're going to be perfect about. Nutrition, you got to have that balance. It's about the balance, right? But it's not about strict rules. It's about support, not the the peer pressure, right? So you got to take in consideration about nutrition is something that's going to be able to support you, is what your body needs, what your body's craving, is what is your body needs to be able to like heal and get the body right. So you want to feed your body the right stuff. It's funny because I be saying to people, right? People out here driving little foreign cars and stuff like that. You're putting that premium. You feeding your car good, right? But what about yourself? How you treating your body? What you putting inside your body? You know what I mean? We're doing good things for other people, even people out there that have like pets, for instance. You're giving your pet the best, the most expensive things that's possible, but what about yourself, right? We gotta realize, we gotta slow down, right? It's good to have a little fast food, little cheeseburger here and there, but at the same time, to like on a consistent note, what about our gut health? What your body may be screaming inside. What's the last time you put good nutrition in it? And we're not talking about a little quick little smoothie once a week. We need consistency. You feel me? So I really want to put that in there. You know what I mean? Well, the next segment we're gonna be talking about how eating patterns influence emotions, right? So we have the mood supporters, right? So complex, like those carbs, right? So steady energy is a good steady in regards to our mood support. healthy fats, nutrition in regards to avocados, nuts, salmon, stuff like that, can be able to give us the healthy, fats for our body. We have protein to be able to help us focus, motivation. Also, too, protein helps, our body heal, right? So we need those proteins, right? Hydration to be able to improve our energy, attention, and stress response. Even the body, the joints need lubrication, so we need to be making sure we're drinking that water, right? So also too, we got to take consideration of mood disruptors, right? So when we are eating too much of the nonsense, the sugary stuff, right, we have those mood swings. We got to be real, right? Eating the chips, we're eating all the junk food. We got to be real. We're not going to be feeling great. Fast food too, not gonna be feeling great. Skipping the meals, right? So irritation, low energy, anxiety. When you're not eating good, you just feel low vibration. The body needs what? The nutrition. It needs food. You need to eat, right? Ultra processed foods and those snacks, like I said, short-term pleasure. You feel good, you feel uppity, you know what I mean? But also to long-term crashes, long-term effects to the body, right? You're not putting the best things into your body, in your system. We gotta be real to ourselves. So these are all things that are disruptors towards our mood. Why your body reacts, right? So we gotta take that in consideration. Your body and your brain needs that consistency. It needs that quality fuel. Like I said, we gotta be consistent. We gotta be feeding our body good. It's almost like for those out there that in the gym, fitness, you know what's up, put your hand up, you know what I mean? It's like when you first started, things were rocky in the beginning, but when you got that consistency, things became more smoother. Those out there, car-mobile people out there, it's almost like when you get a nice car, you get to car service or even a fresh little oil change. You know what I mean? You know the feeling, things just feel smoother. But we got to be consistent to be able to have life and feel things to be smoother, right? Balance that's all I just really want to promote on my aspect, but we got to have that consistency. So I really want us to push for regulating our mood to be more consistent with quality fuel and quality food, right? So nutrition. It's something that is you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be real. It's a little difficult in the beginning, but like I said, it's something that we're able to make it manageable as we're consistent. Next segment, we're gonna be talking about building and eating patterns to be able to support, which is really crucial. What we push for is that mental health, and your health as well. So simple, staples that we can do is try to add, fruit or vegetables on a plate. Those out there just starting off. For instance, like for within the day, right, you can have like an apple in the morning, right, and then maybe later in the evening time when you're eating dinner or something like that, try to add like broccoli or mixed vegetables on the plate. Like the little things matter, right? So just make it more manageable for yourself. That really can make the difference, right? Choose whole grains over as you can. Try your best to push away from the white breads if possible. If you have it, whatever, do your thing, but try to get the whole grains so your body gets that protein. And you're feeding your body the right things. Try to, if your best, to get that lean proteins as well. To avoid the fats with the meats, but also they really push for plant-based proteins as well. Drink enough water through the day. You really want to push for the water, right? Like I said, you want to hydrate your body to the best of your mobility. The energy drinks, try your best to get off those because they got too much sugar, you feel me? Caffeine people out there, coffee as well. Try your best, reduce if you can, you know what I mean? But yeah, water is the best. Is the best for you, right? We really got to take that in consideration because your body is craving for that. Your bloodstream is craving for that. Your brain is craving for that. Water is essential throughout the day. We also have snacks. We have fruit. Let's start there, right? People out there that like hummus, nuts, yogurt, whole grain crackers, all the type of stuff like that. That's out there. But avoid, just eating nonsense, right? We really got to be mindful about the things that we're putting into our body. For real. We also want to take in consideration of, some people, I don't want to sit here and just put like percentages and stuff like that based off of what you're supposed to be having on your plate. Everybody's different, but we really got to look at yourself, be real to yourself, and really have a balance, right? So those out there that put too much rice, what a salad at, you know what I mean? What a mixed vegetables at, you know what I mean? Like try to balance things out, try to add the fruit, try to add the vegetables, right? Protein, try to add like whole grain, like I said, healthy fats. We talked about the, avocado, for instance, salmon. For those that they like fish, we have olive oil. Like, try to use that, right? Avoid the little butters, you know what I mean? But try your best, you know what I mean, to balance it out to the best of your capabilities. And be realistic when it comes to goals. If we're working on a diet in regards to getting your body in shape, right? Don't work too much on being a perfectionist. Just gradually just work on that consistency and things will get better. It's not about being perfect. It's about seeing the progress throughout the stages, right? We also want to take into consideration, like I said, good things take what? Time, right? So as long as you're being consistent, as long as you're, looking at some restrictions, you're changing your diet in a healthy way, things will get better over time. But like I said, try your best to really take your time and recognize what nutrition you're putting in your body. Right, so better nutrition isn't about just being healthy and just about being just perfect off the rip. It's about giving your mind the tools of what it needs to thrive, right? So give your body the right things. It's going to help you down the line. Changing up your lifestyle and changing up the things that you put in your body is going to get better over time. But let's dive into our next segment in regards to emotional eating and stress. For those out there, it's like what's really going on. Let's put a name to it, right? So stress eating isn't a failure, right? So it's a coping mechanism for some people out there. Their brain is just seeking some type of comfort. They're they feel like they may feel something that is gonna be able to reduce their guilt, but they just have this is something that just helps them, But however, I really want to take in consideration is that there's tools to cope without shame, right? So we got to pause. We really got to check in with ourselves. That's why I really advocate for having, take this out real quick. But the journal, right? Really want to take time into having a journal. Write down our thoughts, how you're feeling, what your emotions are, to really get, insight in regards to your feelings, what's really going on. And you're able to track that and really see, like, am I really tripping? Because this has been going on for about 2 months now, right? So like this is really can help you, right? Also trying grounding techniques like breathing exercises to help you stay grounded. Stepping outside, take a little walk, stretch, do what you gotta do for yourself. But also choosing, nurturing options to be able to help you as possible is really gonna be able to helping you, right? So try your best to lean off of doing things that's gonna cause you harm or make you feel guilty or giving you that shame, right? But moving forward is we also gotta move towards building a supportive environment, right? So when we're talking about pulling it back to the foods that make you feel good, right? So the nuts, fruits, granola bars, yogurt, whatever that may be. Try to push towards having those type of foods rather than, like I said, the junk foods are going to really pull your energy, your vibration, and just your body down, right? And then when to know when to get that support. Really got to take that in consideration. If your emotional eating becomes overwhelming, or just you're just not okay with, just how you're feeling. You feel like there's just some impairment with your daily living in regards to your eating, your lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. There are people out there, there's counselors out there, there's nutritionists, there's professionals that really can help, mental health counselors that can help you to have a conversation, if so. So don't feel as if that you're alone and don't feel as if that there's not support. So I really want to take that in consideration, right? So a reflection I want to just dive into is going to be when emotion usually shows up before you reach a comfort food, stress, sadness, boredom, or something else. What is the emotion behind that? Right, so I really want people to take in consideration that, like I said, people are not just doing things to just do it. There's a reason why. We really got to take into consideration, like I said, writing things down, getting insight in regards to our emotions that can really be able to help us down the line. Next segment I want to talk about is nourishment, long-term mental strength, right? So our first concept we're going to be talking about consistent nutrition builds resilience. So fueling your body, like I said, improves your overall ability to handle stress, emotional balance. It's gonna make you, It's gonna you're gonna feel like you'll be able to perform much better, right? We gotta take in consideration the things that we put in our body is gonna give us the energy. Every step counts. We gotta take that in consideration. So every improvement that you make, such as more water, more fiber, regular meals, keeping that consistency, keeping that good balance, is gonna be able to keep your mood on point, more regulated. But like I said, good things take time, so you gotta be able to be kind to yourself through the process. Also, too, you don't have to do it alone, right? So, get yourself involved with other friends, maybe school staff, family, do these little challenges with yourself. Really, challenge yourself to become a better, improved individual. Also, too, there's health professionals, your nutrition, your doctor, talk to the people about this, like really, make this thing like, speak upon it, like really push that positivity out there, like you're really trying to do something that's going to be sustainable and manageable for yourself, and find ways that you're able to have that encouragement behind you, right? Also, too, your mind deserves care, right? So nurturement in regards to, is a form of respect to yourself, respect to your body, right? You're not dealing with the pressure of the nonsense. You have more understanding of what's going to be beneficial, like we talked about, is that nutrition. And this is going to be able to help you, like I said, throughout your life, for your health and your mental health, right? So really got to take that in consideration of the things that we put in our bodies, right? So just wrapping up this video, I really want to take in consideration that whatever you feed your mind with care will be able to help you improve overall, right? This is what we do when it comes to our mental health. This is what we do when it comes to navigating our emotions, right? And just like I said, whatever we put in our body is going to be able to help us navigate to being more powerful, be more proactive, knowing how to navigate our emotions, and being more balanced overall. So if you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share if possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.